They say every secret eventually finds its way back home. I used to believe that time could bury the truth, that distance could erase guilt, that silence could make me innocent. But the night the fog returned, I realized some things never stay gone. I had moved to the coast to start over. New job, new city, new name. On paper, it looked like healing. In reality, it was running. The sea became my confessional, endless, indifferent, forgiving. I told myself I deserved peace, that what happened years ago was an accident. But peace has a way of rejecting those who haven't earned it. It had been 3 years since the night everything went wrong. 3 years since the fight, the argument, the moment when love turned violent. I still remember the sound, not of the scream, but of the silence after it. He'd fallen, hit his head against the table, and everything stopped. I remember kneeling beside him, shaking, calling his name, even though I already knew. I remember the blood, dark, slow, deliberate, as if the world itself was watching. I didn't mean to hide it. I meant to confess. But fear is faster than morality. One moment you're holding the person you love, and the next, you're burying them beneath a lie you'll never escape. For years, no one suspected me. They called it an accident. He'd been drunk, they said. He'd fallen alone. And I let them believe it. I moved, changed my number, deleted every reminder. But guilt is a patient ghost. It waits until you've rebuilt, then knocks when you least expect it. The first sign came in the mail. A postcard. No name, no address, just a photo of the pier near my old house. On the back, 5 words. "You left too soon, didn't you?" My hands trembled as I read it. I told myself it was a prank. People find strange ways to amuse themselves. But the next day, there was another. This one had no message, only a small fingerprint smudged near the edge. His fingerprint. I knew because I'd memorized the curve of it once, tracing it in bed on Sunday mornings when love still meant something. That night, the fog came. Thick, heavy, swallowing everything outside the window. The air smelled like rain and salt. I sat by the table, holding the postcards, when I heard it, a faint knock. Once. Then again, I froze. It wasn't loud. It was gentle, rhythmic, like someone testing the memory of a door. When I opened it, the porch was empty, just mist, but on the wooden step lay a small, broken seashell, the same kind he used to collect. I picked it up, heart racing, and felt the same chill I'd felt that night, the chill of knowing the past had found me. Sleep didn't come. I stayed awake until sunrise, staring at the fog rolling back into the sea. The next day, I found footprints leading from the shoreline to my door. They stopped there, no return prints, just arrival. I tried to rationalize it. People walk the beach. Maybe someone lost their way? But deep down, I knew this wasn't coincidence. Guilt has its own handwriting, and it had started spelling my name again. Over the next week, strange things kept happening. My phone rang in the middle of the night. No sound on the other end, just breathing. Sometimes I'd wake up to find the back door unlocked even though I'd checked it twice. One evening, I noticed the reflection of a figure standing at the water's edge, unmoving, facing the house. When I went outside, the beach was empty. I thought about calling the police, but what would I say? That a ghost was following me? That the man I'd buried in lies had come back for answers? Then one morning, I found a box on my doorstep. Inside was a single item, his ring, the one I thought I'd thrown into the sea years ago. Taped beneath it, a note written in my own handwriting. "You promised you'd never forget." I sat on the floor for hours, the sound of waves crashing like confession bells. I don't know if I cried from fear or recognition. Maybe both. When love and guilt share the same memory, you stop knowing which one hurts more. That night, I drove to the cliff where it happened. The air was thick with mist again. I stood there looking down at the rocks, remembering his voice, his anger, my panic. I whispered an apology into the wind, hoping the sea would carry it somewhere forgiving. And then I heard it, a whisper that wasn't mine. It came from behind me, soft but clear. A voice I hadn't heard in 3 years. It said my name, slowly, kindly. I turned, but no one was there. Only the fog, alive, breathing, curling around me like an embrace. For a moment I thought I saw him, a silhouette standing where the light met the mist. When I blinked, he was gone. I dropped the ring into the waves again, this time with no fear, no denial, no illusion of control. The sea took it without question. Maybe that's what forgiveness looks like. Surrendering what you were never meant to keep. When I came home, the postcards were gone. The phone stopped ringing. The footprints disappeared. Everything felt lighter, quieter, emptier, like the storm had finally passed. But sometimes, late at night, when the fog rolls in again and the wind hits the window just right, I still hear it, a faint knock at the door. Not demanding, not haunting, just reminding. Because some ghosts don't want revenge, they just want to be remembered. And I remember every single day.